Here we are about 2 weeks in since the launch of Season 3. Activision, Raven Software, and the team feels Call of Duty Warzone is in a great spot at the current time of making this video. Although that could be true, however, there are still players within the community that have mixed feelings about the game. We have players that have been excited since Season 3 launch. We have players who's been frustrated since Season 3 launch. And to be quite honest, we have players who are left scratching their head with confusion. What's dripping, my Call of Duty nieces and nephews? Thank you for pulling up on your Call of Duty uncle. Today, I go over a major topic within the Call of Duty community, which leads me to ask the question, can Call of Duty actually nerf sweaty players in Warzone? Today, I do go in depth about sweaty players because there's at least one person who don't understand who a sweaty player is, and I'll see if nerfing is a viable solution. But I don't want to hold you no longer. Let's dive in. At this point in the Call of Duty life cycle, which Call of Duty has been around for up 10 years, some will believe that everyone should know who or what a sweaty player is in Call of Duty. But I bet you a watermelon that there's at least one person who doesn't even know, and we can't blame them for that. Some players just don't be that in tune to even know, and that is okay. But for those that doesn't know, a sweaty player is deemed to be a player of a higher skill set than what you might be. These players can drop high kill games back to back to back without even breaking a sweat. No pun intended. We're talking about 20 plus kill games consistently. Hold on. What am I even saying? I'm sure there's at least one player, at least one sweaty player watching this video talking about how high 20 kill games are so old. We're talking about like 2021, 2022, that type of time frame. So I stand corrected. These players are dropping high 30s, high 40s, and shoot. At times, they are even dropping 60 plus kills in a given game. Like they some type of NBA superstar or something, like they Kobe Bryant or something. But anyway, I digress. You can also look at CDL pros as being sweaty players also. And I want to make sure I mention this. A sweaty player will have the best movement during gunfights. They will also be able to have better awareness than you. And to sum it up, their decision making and they make themselves always have an advantage over their opponent is what makes them sweaty, to say the least. But I say that to say this. The reason I want to break it down in depth because many of you watching this video right now truly feel that sweaty players on multiple occasions have impacted the game experience when it comes to casual players or a casual player such as yourself. Like for an example, Raven Software and the team dropped a new Battle Royale casual mode, right? Which I do feel is a fan favorite mode because it allows you as a casual player to play the game, chill with your homies, and not often having to worry about a sweaty team or player dropping on you, nor do you have to worry about smashing your buttons in frustration. That's the purpose of the game mode. But since we're talking about smashing buttons, if you enjoyed today's content so far, then consider smashing that like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. But let's get back on topic. I came across 2 comments on a video and I want to share with you. And it says this, one of them coming from Gavin Romeo 98. And he says, casual mode are for casual players, laughing my A off. Not daily players that play or stream the game hours on end. I like to hop on one a couple times every couple weeks, and it's not fun when you join a regular BR and get sweated on within the first encounter. Hey, I must say, that can be tough for you. Let's move on to the next comment. And it says this from Justin Wallace-OE2CF. And he goes on to say, the cheaters and sweats have already ruined the game mode. And I want to say a huge shout out to them both and sharing their thoughts about sweaty players. But as you just heard, casual players do not want any part of going against a sweaty player, let alone a sweaty team at that. And there's many other comments, but I won't go over them all because y'all already know the point. Y'all get the gist of it, right? Now, I know if you've been playing Call of Duty for quite some time, then you already know what the word nerfing means. And in case someone doesn't know, what it means related to Call of Duty is basically saying that if there's a particular weapon or weapons, any type of equipment, or even an invisible skin, because that does happen, they are deemed to be overpowered. It means you don't have much of a chance to fight back against it, to say the least. But in this case, we're talking about nerfing Call of Duty sweaty players, if that's even a thing. But as we move forward along, there are certain mechanisms in Warzone or in Call of Duty period that aim to give some type of balance into the gameplay for everyone and mainly casual players to like enjoy. We're talking about things such as weapon balancing. Like I mentioned earlier, Call of Duty, just about every update, they're constantly nerfing weapons and sometimes nerfing good weapons into the ground, all because it's powerful and highly used. Another thing is, or you can say is, a system was introduced for quite some time, and that's like skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM, however you want to say it. But the question that I have is, how effective have these mechanisms or systems have been in addressing sweaty players? I believe it's up to you to let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that you've been protected with the skill-based matchmaking system? There are some sweaty players, streamers, or even creators who believe that the SBMM isn't needed. Some feel that it's cranked up to the max. Now, I understand that from a high-skill player because they always feel that they are going against demons all the time. But as casual players as yourself, how do you feel in your lobbies? Do you feel that the skill-based matchmaking system is having you go against players that's on your level? I think that's a tough question because you're going to have two different sides who feel entirely differently about it. But as I mentioned earlier, there are going to be players who think that sweaty players should be able to play whatever game mode. And there are other players who feel like sweaty players shouldn't be able to run wild in all game modes either. Game modes such as Battle Royale Casual or maybe Warzone Boot Camp. If we go deeper, sweaty players feel that Call of Duty is just catering to casual player fan base, and they want the team to create more skill gap and create ways for them to also be able to enjoy playing the game. Sweaty players feel Call of Duty nerf movement just to slow players down. Honestly, there's always going to be two sides to every story that's going to be shared or told. Like if we look at Shady Tweet over on Twitter, he goes on to say, focusing on casual is a must for Call of Duty to thrive. Faster TTK and one-shot snipers give a better chance for casuals to actually enjoy the game more. Just remember, sweaty players are 0.01% of the entire player base, and their opinions should not matter. Which means I think everybody's opinion matters, but that's just me though. Hopefully, they keep adding stuff and make it even better for casuals. If we move further along, I even seen Cuppa Joe say that he think it should be a KD cap so that sweaty players can't enter the Battle Royale casual mode. His tweet says, Battle Royale casual should be very simple. Above a 1.5 KD, you can't queue into it. Period. I don't care if you have a 2 KD and your friend is a 0.1 KD. No one above a 1.5 KD should be able to play BR casual. He goes on to say, I think even a 1.5 KD might be too high. And y'all let me know, is a 1.5 KD high or is it low? You be the judge. Another tweet I seen was from PoJ Gamer, sharing his frustration against sweaty players, and it says, Activision, the sweats and tryhards are really ruining my Warzone experience. It's not every other game or every 2 to 3 game, it's every game. Matter of fact, he made sure he put in all caps every game. That means he's really feeling it. I'm ready to quit, shaking my mother effing head. One thing you can say for sure, that players don't mind sharing their experience or thoughts about what's going on in the COD community. I will also say for sweaty players, they feel the same way how casual players feel. They don't want to join a match and always having to face other sweaty players. That's the whole reason why they hate or dislike the whole skill-based matchmaking system, because they feel that it's catering towards casual players, which leads them in lobbies that feel like SBMM is cranked up to the max, and they have every right to feel that way. Because I'm sure we all can agree at this point that we all want to be able to get on the game and just have fun. Play the game the way it's supposed to be, played, that is meant to be played. Now, allow me to give my personal opinion on whether nerfing sweaty players is a good idea or not. Again, this is my opinion, and I can honestly say that I feel that you can't really nerf a player unless they're cheating, but that isn't today's discussion. But honestly though, I get it. I get it from all angles. Sweaty players don't want to go against other sweaty players all the time. I get that casual players don't always want to go against sweaty players all the time either. That's why Call of Duty is bringing in rank play for Warzone. That way you can play at your speed or at your level for the most part. Like, that's gonna be the benefit of having the rank play, because again, players can play at their own speed, they can play at their own level, they can play with their homies that's on the same level with them, and then they'll work their way up. or just have, you know, the sweaty players or the demons be playing inside of like ranked play, while the casual players they're playing inside of the casual BR mode or Warzone boot camp, and everybody else can play in the regular BR map or resurgence, just in the regular pubs in general. Like, I want to circle back around like the opinion that Cup of Joe had about putting a KD cap on casual battle royale so that the casual players could enjoy themselves. I do feel the intent of the casual mode was for that players could just chill and relax or even warm up. That should be okay, in my opinion. But I will also say that a sweaty player shouldn't just be able to join a casual BR match just to poop on 80% of bots and also the rest of the casual players, then try to use it for content for their YouTube channel or whatever platform they're on. It's the reason that some casual players hate when sweaty players are doing things to get quote unquote bot lobbies, because they feel they should only go against players of their skill set. Me personally, I honestly feel that skill-based matchmaking should be lower in some type of capacity. Again, all of us players should be able to enjoy the game more often than none. I can say this, Raven Software and whoever else will do their best to make sure all parties are satisfied or protected in some type of shape, form, or fashion. I will also say, don't deem everyone who makes a better play than you in the game as being sweaty. There's so many different reasons as to why you lost a gunfight, and you already know this is, or you should be aware that this game is meant for you to win some battles, and it's also meant for you to lose some battles. That's just what it is. But I do encourage each of you who's watching this video to leave a comment down below and tell me, what do you think about sweaty players? Do you think they should be nerfed or not nerfed? If there's a thing, if they could be nerfed or not nerfed, like, just give me your honest opinion on how you feel. Leave a comment down below. And also just like leave any suggestion on how you think Call of Duty should do so as well. But that's gonna wrap up today's video. I really hope this video was informative to you and relatable to you as well. But if you did enjoy today's content, then consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date with all things related to Call of Duty content. It'll be nice to have you be a part of this community. And if you still haven't completed the new Blackout Tribute event, or want to know what's all in it and things like that, then consider watching this next video. Thank you for watching, and remember to eat good and sleep good. One love.